Okay, now this is one controversial topic everyone's talking about. It's Tim Tebow since he went to the Jets. The Jets have said that they're going to implement him on as a wildcat quarterback for third downs. He's also going to be a blocker during punts. When they hike the ball back to the kicker, he's going to be blocking them from coming in. And he's also going to be on this kickoff team actually going after the defenders. What do you think about having him do all that, considering there's a possibility he could be starting if Mark Sanchez ends up like he did last year?
Myself, obviously I'm a Tim Tebow fan, but besides that, I'm a football fan. And he's been playing quarterback his whole entire life. My take on it is that you have Tim Tebow. Everybody says, oh, his throwing mechanics are bad, this and that. Hey, all I know is when he was at Florida, he ran for 27 touchdowns, and he threw for 27 touchdowns. Your mechanics can't be that bad. And then you get in the NFL, they're still telling you that you're not capable, but he takes a team that was losing and gets them to the playoffs. Not just by himself, with defense, it's a team sport, but he had a part in that. Then you get into the championship game playing against Pittsburgh, he throws the game-winning touchdown on point, and then you have I just think he needs somebody that's going to get behind him, an organization that's going to be behind him and support him. Because as a quarterback, I mean, you can't teach winning. Like Brady Quinn, when he came out of Notre Dame, perfect throwing motion. Everything perfect about him. But he never won a championship. He doesn't realize how to win a championship. Tebow has won a championship, so he knows what it takes to win. He knows the hard, the grind, the grit that it takes. So you can't teach winning. I mean, even you can go back to the NBA. LeBron did not know how to win a championship. And there's nobody that can teach him how to win a championship. You only can go out there and do it yourself. So with me, I think they should leave him at quarterback. He played quarterback. You got to think, even when he was in Denver, he had 1 year in Denver. And he started the last 2 games, and he threw for over 300 yards. Threw for over 300 yards in one of those games. And then we went into the offseason. The offseason was full of turmoil because we couldn't settle on a collective bargaining agreement, so nobody had a real offseason. So now you're essentially having Tim Tebow go into his second season with the same knowledge of his first season, and you have the biggest jump from your first season to your second season. So he went and did what he did last year pretty much as a rookie. So some people need to look at it like that. I mean, give him a chance. And now this year he's moving to another offense. So come on, like even Alex Smith out in San Francisco, he's just started being a decent quarterback. Now he's up under a system that he's been in 2 years. This is only his first year having the same offensive coordinator. So I think they should leave him at quarterback and not try to put him at fullback and this and that. Yes, he's Tim Tebow. He's going to be humble. He's a humble individual. It's because of the person that he is. But deep down inside, that man knows that he wants to play quarterback.
Now, switching gears on that topic, it's still in the NFL. With Roger Goodell, he upheld the former Saints penalties, their suspension for this past year, and now Jonathan Vilma is actually suing the NFL by himself and trying to put a stop on his suspension for now so he can still play. The other 3 have joined together and they're suspending the NFL as well. What is your take on this, and do you think the suspensions were fair?
I don't think they were fair, honestly. Because the reason I don't think they were fair, because yes, we've heard the coach in the locker room saying different things, but to me, that's just motivational talk. I understand the whole ACL injury. Take out his ACL. There's no place for that. But football players know as well as I know, you've had bounties. They've been around. They just haven't been, I'll pay you to take a person's knee out. No, it means from the time we're little, we're told to go knock the quarterback out if you're on defense, to go take the receiver out. We're told to go knock the running back out. Is that not a bounty? It's always been a bounty. I mean, and with Roger Goodell, I don't understand why in the world does he get to be judge and jury? I mean, just like they keep, like if you get suspended, Well, you go through an appeal process. Who are you appealing to? You're appealing to Roger Goodell. He's not going to just say, oh, you know what? I'm changing my mind about that because yesterday was Wednesday, today's Thursday. You can't do that. I mean, I think they should have some more people that should be able to be the jury on that. And also, I don't agree with the whole suspension thing because our NFL, already your contract's not guaranteed and the life of an NFL football player is only 4 years. So now you're taking away a year of a football plan from these guys. Well, one guy. So you're pretty much telling him you can't work. So I just don't think that's right at all with Roger Goodell being able to do that. I mean, it's always football, like I said, is going to be, and also nobody's seen any hard evidence. It's all been hearsay. If Roger Goodell wants to say, okay, these guys did that, show me where they signed this thing. Show me where these guys got paid for this. Show the public. Make it public. Only thing we're going by is what Roger Goodell said he heard or what another person said he heard. Show us some hard evidence. Give me something signed by these players. Show me a check where it was cut for these players after they have hit a Brent Favre, hit a Kurt Warner. Show me some hard evidence.
Yeah, I agree. The newest appeal that they've made when they filed that lawsuit is they're trying to get a new arbitrator to go over all of the evidence and see if it will be overturned or even if it's upheld. Because if it's upheld with a different arbitrator, then you can assume possibly that it actually is legit.
Yes.
Instead of having one guy, like you said, be judge and jury. What is your take on this?
I would agree with JJ in the fact that they probably should have a committee system more than just one person being judge and juror, similar to the NBA and David Stern's situation. But personally, I grew up in Chicago, and I remember watching the '85 Bears. And if you think they didn't have bounties, you're crazy. I would hear Mike Ditka say, you take that guy's head off next time he gets even close to being near Jim McMahon. And we're talking about in a time where concussions tests were just, hey, can you see my finger? Yeah, well, get back out there. So I don't know. I think it's just a part of the game, but throwing too many rules and regulations towards something is never a solution. So I'm on JJ's side in the sense that a lot of people are packaging the issue as you were doing the bounty system and you were trying to tell them to go specifically after this person. Well, isn't that coaching? Isn't that the design? I mean, of course, there is no place for intentionally injure this person so they can get out. But at the same time, if I'm a coach out there, maybe that's why I'm not an NFL coach, I would say, hey, you go after him. Knock him out. And that's good. That's what your job is. You think Mike Singletary didn't do that? You didn't see Mike Singletary. So.
I have one more question, and it's regarding the NCAA football. What do you think, JJ, about the new playoff system that they're implementing after the 2014 season with the 4 teams?
I don't mind it, honestly. I really don't mind it. But I think some of the guys that were actually wanting it, they almost eliminated the Boise States. Because you're still going to have to go on strength of schedule, and you're going to have your power conferences like the SEC, the Big Ten, the Pac-12. You're going to have your power conferences. If you're not in one of those, now you're Boise State. You're playing Wyoming. You're playing Nevada. You're playing UNLV. What's your strength of schedule? So if you're going to say we need the best 4 teams in the nation, well, if you're playing Nevada, Wyoming, and UNLV, they're not football power schools. So your strength of schedule is not going to be there. Yeah, you'll be 10-0, but your strength of schedule is up there with like a Division II team. So now you got a SEC team that's lost 1 game, but they played the number 1 team in the nation, the number 4 team, the number 8 team, the number 9 team, and the number 12 team. How do you if I was the lesser conference, I'd be kind of mad about it. But I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And speaking of Boise State, next year they're actually joining the Big East along with San Diego State, Houston. I think Memphis is going in as well. Mm-hmm. But this is for Dr. Smith. What do you think? What do you think about this?
I think geographically something about Boise State and Big East shouldn't be in the same sentence, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, how many Division I schools have football teams? It's 1,000 and something.
Well, this season in Division I, there's 124 with Massachusetts, Texas State, Texas San Antonio, and South Alabama being added.
Okay, yes, at the Division I level. It's still going to be very hard to say who's the best 4 teams. So, I don't know. I would have opened it up to, like you said earlier, 12. So you got a play-in game, and you got 3 rounds of action. So it's more encompassing. But it still would have been arguing about that also. But that strength of schedule is really, really powerful. And quite frankly, I don't think the Boise States of the world can ever get out of that situation, because they're in one of those conferences where the strength of schedule is so weak that they won't be able to ever fully prove themselves. And at the same time, major conference schools like University of Tennessee don't want to put a Boise State on their schedule, because if they lose that out of conference game, then they'll be messed up. So they did the first right thing in going to a major conference, and I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. But I'm for the playoff system, because I like bunching teams together and seeing who comes out alive. And it's better than the bowl game system to me, but it's a lot of money tied up in that sort of thing also, so we'll see how that plays out. But is it permanent, or is this just a trial year that they're trying it?
Permanent.
Okay.
It's permanent. From what I heard, they're starting. It's a 12-year contract they signed starting after the 2014 or during the 2014 season. And they said last week that the ACC just signed I think it's a 12-year deal to continue having their champion, or if their champion is selected to the 4 playoff game, having their second best team in the Orange Bowl for the next 12 seasons.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, JJ and Dr. Smith, for meeting with me today at the YMCA.
You're welcome.
This is Matt Hagen from Knoxville.